Yo, I am tired as fuck. I have had the longest day here in the studio working on a bunch of like music and producing some bands and working on a whole bunch of other shit. But since some of you guys enjoyed the last vlog that I did, I figured I'd keep the series going and just title the series A Dreadful Day in the Studio. Again, this series, since it's brand new, just to fill you guys in, if you didn't watch the last one, it's just me doing what I do on the daily basis here in the studio. And for those of you who care to watch and see what I'm doing and maybe pick up some cool little tips and a little knowledge here and there about some recording or setting up guitars or anything that I do, if you take interest in it, thank you. And I'm glad that I have you here on this channel. And I'm glad that you're watching. This series is mad chill, like no obligations. I can literally just do what I have to do and just set up the camera and let you guys see what I'm doing. So let's get to it. You may have noticed to my right that I have a guitar here, and the guitar is not a BC Rich, which obviously I'm known for having like a bunch of BC Rich guitars. This is a Dean ML, and everybody knows and associates Dean ML with the late, great Dimebag Darrell. Now I'm working on like a little tribute video for Dime, and you would hopefully have already seen this by the time you watch this video. If you watched the Dimebag video that premiered a few days ago, hopefully, again, by the time you guys watch this, then you already know. But for those of you who may have missed that episode or anything and tuning into this, I'm a huge Dime fan. He's the reason why I started playing guitar in the first place. Like I'll never forget the first time my friend was just like, dude, check this shit out. And he gives me a CD. I was like 13 years old. And he gives me a CD and it's Pantera's Cowboys from Hell. And I'm like, what the hell is this? And then he puts it on and I was instantly like, whoa, like what the hell is this? And it was just that one riff. It was just dun 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 dun. And I heard that shit and I looked at him and I was like, in my head, I was like, yo, I want to do that. Like I want to do that for like the rest of my life. And well, for my entire adult life, ever since the age of 15, when I first started playing, I have been playing guitar, playing music professionally, and that's it, man. That was the defining moment for me. I was like, oh shit, like. And so again, I'm a huge Dime fan, and this guitar will also be featured again on the channel. I don't know if you guys have seen the other series that I have where it's just about my guitar collection. And remember, if you saw my studio tour video as well, I mentioned that there's a couple of cool guitars and a cool little, like couple of things around the studio that you normally wouldn't see on my channel. And this is one of them. This guitar belongs to one of my best friends and my business partner, Will Photo. Shout out to my man, Will Photo. And, he let me basically borrow this. This is always in the studio here. And he basically let me borrow this guitar to do this Dime video or this little Dime tribute. And right now, this guitar has not been played in a while, and it's in dire need of a setup. So let's get cracking and let's get to it. All right, man. So let's get started with setting this bad boy up. Oh, this is a pain in the ass. This guitar has the pop in or the push in, whatever it's called, trem arm. So these won't fit. Let me see if my man Will has this in the case because it will definitely help being able to maneuver this tremolo while doing the setup. So I'll be right back. Awesome. So he does have it. And I guess it's not the push in. It's the one with this like little thread. See that right there. So cool. All right, so we've got this thing in. Shit. My man Will's got this tuned to like, I think like B, but he's using like 9-gauge strings. So this thing just like flops around. I don't know if you can see that on camera. Probably not, but this little guy is awesome. I don't know if you guys have seen this. This is from Ibanez, and it's just a little nice little multi-tool. Thing comes in handy. It's got, you know, your Allen keys. It's got screwdrivers, flatheads. It's pretty cool, man. I think you can pick these one up for like, I don't know, like $10 or something like that. Maybe less, or maybe a little bit more. I'm not sure. But these come in handy. They're really, really cool. This right here is also really, really cool too. That tool that you guys can use. I believe it's from the company Shredneck. See that right there? Shredneck. Basically, this is like a little thing, like a little stopper you put under your Floyd Rose. Like so. You just lift it up. You pop that sucker under, and then now you can basically take all these strings off, and your Floyd should still be relatively balanced. Makes it so much easier to set these things up. Also, I want to give a big thank you to all of you who have been part of this channel, but I definitely want to give a special thank you to a certain few of you guys, and you guys know who you are, because you guys like religiously watch my stuff and comment and interact with me. So thank you so much to all of you, but especially to you guys, and you guys know who you are. So I've started using my new logo finally. I have had that logo for about a year, and I just was like, man, I don't know if I should release it yet. And I was like, you know what? Fuck it. Now is the time. I just really wanted to push that thing out, and I decided to take it one step further and make it 3D. So I really like the way it came out. I'm still working it. I got to do a couple of little bit of, you know, certain tweaks here and there, and just make the intro a little bit better and the outro a little bit better. But so far, I really, really like the new logo. If you haven't seen it, well then, here it is right here. The outro is the same. It uses the same 3D animation that we did. It just uses a different part of my song, Know Your Place. And, you know, it uses more towards the end of the song. But yeah, man, I'm really, really happy with it, and I really love the way it came out. This is also one of the rare times on my channel, or in general, that you will see me playing not only a guitar that isn't a BC Rich, but you will also see me playing Seymour Duncans. If you know me personally, or you talk to me on the regular, you'll know I absolutely hate Seymour Duncans. In fact, the Warlock that I unboxed, I still actually haven't even played it. And if you don't remember what guitar that was, it was this one. I haven't even played that guitar because I hate the pickups in there. They're Seymour Duncans. It's like the Pegasus Sentient set. Literally, I might just sell them for like dirt cheap. So if anybody's interested and you live in the United States, you know, hit me up. You know, maybe we can work something out. This is a must, in my opinion, for everybody. This is from Music Nomad. It's called the Frine Fret Polishing Kit. This thing is awesome. Basically, you get these guys, you put them over your frets, and then that way, you don't have to worry about marking up your fretboard. And then you just take some steel wool and just clean each one of these frets up. These frets right now are like grimy as shit. Like, take a look at this. Let me see if I can get this on camera. Let me get some extra light. Look at that. Let me see if I can get this to focus. Those frets are grimy as hell. You may not be able to notice right now, but once I'm gonna actually, you know what? I'm gonna polish that one right there. I'm gonna polish these two guys right here, and then you're gonna see the difference between one being like super filthy and dirty, and then the other one's nice and clean. Like I said, this guitar, Will doesn't use it, and I don't use it. It's been here in the studio for like long time. I've only been in this studio since like July. This is my newest music studio, but it was also in my other music studio for a long time. So, you know, it's just, again, it's been sitting in its case for all that time. All right, so let's do this. I think it was this fret. Yeah, let's do this one. You'll see the difference. All right, so now that that's been polished, look, I can see it from here. Hopefully I can get this on camera. Peep that. Now that is how a fret should look. I'm trying to get it to focus as good as I possibly can here. Maybe I just need to up the lighting here. Let's get a little bit more light so you can see. 1 second. Oh, there it is. I think you can kind of see that there. You can see this one actually shines when I pass. See when I move like that, you see the light moving on the fret. Whereas the other ones, it's like, oof. It's like they're like a very like dull gray, because they're freaking like covered in like I don't know, God knows what. It's probably just dust, like dirt and grime is like built up over the time this thing's just been sitting in its case. But soon all the frets will look nice and shiny like that one. Also, I want to take this series to kind of like get an idea more of what you guys want out of my channel. So feel free, like these are the ones where it's just like, you know, I don't care what you got in your head. Just be like, yo, Gooz, I want to see you do this. And hopefully I have the means and the time to get it all done. This channel is, at the end of the day, it is for you guys. It is for your hopefully learning pleasure, your entertainment pleasure. And so, you know, I want to give the people what they want. So if you guys got anything that you guys want to see me do or play or maybe teach, I do have a couple of requests that I'm trying to fulfill right now. It's just I've been, you know, I have to balance between working as a musician and producer and engineer and, you know, and a teacher. I have to balance between that and, you know, the YouTube stuff. So it is tough, but, you know, I will get to those requests as soon as I possibly can. I'm also trying to be more consistent with the YouTube stuff. I'm trying to give you guys at least, I want to do 3 videos, maybe 4 videos a week. I'm trying to think of maybe Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday would be amazing if I could do 4 videos a week. So I was thinking like, you know, Monday, Tuesday could be like, you know, certain little different topics. Friday, I'm trying to save Friday for something special that I'm working on. I don't want to say too much about it yet because I don't want to give it away. But it's taken a lot of time and planning. So hopefully once that is done, I'll give you guys a little sneak peek, and I will try to save Fridays for that series. And I was thinking about like Sunday or Saturday could be like, you know, this, where you watch like the vlogs, the studio vlogs. A dreadful day in the studio. Oh, I already did this one. Fuck it. Doesn't hurt to go over it again. These frets need it anyways because they're fucking like gunky, so. I did a poll on my story, I think like 2 weeks ago, about what would you want to see, and I gave a couple of topics, and the one that got the most votes was one of the most, the video is supposed to be titled, one of the most underrated metal amplifiers. And I shot the video, and I just didn't like it. I just was really like, you know what? I don't think I gave the best representation of this amp. And also, that day was cold as fuck in my studio. Like, I didn't have a heater at the time. I have one now, which is great. But I didn't have one at the time, so like I was playing like shit. My fingers were like frozen. I didn't even want to be in the fucking room anymore. So I was like, you know what? Fuck this. I'm going to trash this video and I'm going to do it better. And I'm going to show how awesome this amp is. I don't want to say what amp it is yet. It may or may not be in this room, and it may or may not be one of my favorite amps. So hopefully I can get that done this week, and if not, you know, as soon as I can. But definitely check that one out because it's an amp that a lot of people just don't give it credit. And I feel like most of the people that have demoed it or have showed it online, they don't know how to dial it in right, or they just didn't do the amp justice. All right. Now we got to take care of this fretboard. Some people like to use this thing called Gorgamite. I personally do not like it. I think it sucks ass. It's my opinion. It may not leave any gunky residue at first, but I have heard many people, and I have seen it firsthand, after a couple of uses, then they start to be like, yo, why is my fretboard starting to like get all gunked up? Well, you know, to clean the fretboard, what I like to do is just take the same steel wool, and instead of like, you know, digging in and putting pressure on it like I am on the frets, I just lightly, you know, just like that. Literally, that, in my opinion, will just clean your fretboard way better. Just make sure you're not like digging into the wood, because then number one, you're going to put a bunch of grooves and marks in your fretboard, and I don't think anybody really wants that. So, you know, as long as you're careful with it and you don't really apply much pressure, then you'll be fine. And your fretboard will be nice and clean. Yeah, this fretboard definitely needs to be hydrated. All right, so let me take a zoom in, or like, you know, closer shots so you can see how like dried up this board is. First of all, though, man, it's just hard to get on camera, but hopefully that focuses. Those frets are looking nice and polished now. They may look a little bit yellow just because of the light. The main lights that I'm using are yellow, and I do have my behind the scenes cam right there, the good old iPhone. But I'm trying to capture, this just looks super dehydrated. Maybe the camera's making it look better than it actually is, but it's in pretty bad shape. But let's hydrate this thing, and I got some stuff here also from Music Nomad. Got their F1 oil, and that thing is awesome. You're gonna see how this board goes from looking like this, which is pretty, you know, dull, to looking very lively. And 3, 2, 1. Wait, before I show you the fretboard and how much better it looks after you like put the F1 oil, we've got a bunch of like shavings on here from, you know, passing the steel wool. So again, if you saw my last vlog, that's why having that vacuum, that little like, you know, hand vac or multi-vac, whatever, that thing comes in so handy for, especially when you're doing guitar setups and you're cleaning your fretboard and polishing your frets. And sometimes, if you noticed, I didn't even bother to cover this just because like the Dimebag guitars also have tape here. But, you know, if you take the vacuum, it will pull all that steel wool from the magnet of the pickups. So usually I use a rag to cover it. But like I said, man, at the beginning of the video, I'm tired as hell. I'm just trying to get this thing done so we can get on to the more fun stuff, like actually playing the guitar. All right, now let's apply the F1 oil. What I usually do is I just put it on a rag and I start rubbing it in. You know what? Let me grab the camera so you can see in real time how this thing starts to transform. All right, ready? Shit, got some oil on my camera. Ready? Watch it not even be that exciting. Ah, night and day, baby. Night and day. Good old hydration. Speaking of hydration, I'm making a better effort to hydrate more and drink more water because it seems like all I drink is beer. And, you know, I've started drinking, as the English call it, squash. As you guys know, I go to England often, and my girlfriend's English, so she turned me on to this. I guess it's like a sweetener for your water, called Robinson's. I know my English folk out there know what this is. I'm sure they got some at home. Just like got like a box delivered today, like from Amazon, like 4 big bottles. So I'm trying to drink more water, and hydration is important not only for you, but for your guitars. But so is beer, so it's like, you know, it's a battle. Beer or hydration. But look at that. So much nicer, that board. So much fucking nicer. And let that soak in for a little bit. We're going to clean the body as well. There's a bunch of fingerprint marks and shit. And, you know, little by little, this thing's starting to come together. Nice, the thing is all shined up. Real quick, we've got to take a second to admire the Dean headstock. It's massive, and I wish more companies would make their headstocks maybe not as extreme, obviously, as the Dean V headstock, but like, you know, make those headstocks bigger, people. That's like the emblem of a car. Like, you want to see that from a mile away. It's like with some of the BC, you know, obviously I love BC Rich, but I hate the fact that they use smaller shaped headstocks on their import models. Like, full size that motherfucker, bro. But I guess my little rant over. But yeah, man, that headstock looks cool, bro. And then look at all glossed up. Oh shit, did I miss a spot right there? What the fuck? Hold on. Forgot to get the fucking tuners as well. But I mean, those are just gonna get fingerprints anyways, aren't they? But man, look at that body. I just realized though, I do have to do some work on this jack. Seems like a little rusty, so let me see if I can get some rust off there with like that steel wool as well. But yeah, that thing's looking sweet. It's fucking badass when it's all polished up. Now I just gotta keep working on this shit and try not to dirty it all again with fingerprints. But again, if I have to clean it again, it's no worries. This thing needs it. It's been neglected for quite some time, so another bath won't do it. Won't do it bad. One thing that's good to do is make sure that these guys are tightened up. Sometimes they get loose over here, especially when you don't play the guitar for like a long time. So definitely good to make sure that those are tightened up. It'll just probably help with tuning stability. Now I wish I had that like tool from Music Nomad. It's like the 8-in-1 that allows you to do that shit without damaging the guitar, but I don't have that. So some pliers are gonna have to do. Oh yeah, these are definitely loose. Like I didn't even have to like grip it tight or anything, and it already started moving. So definitely good to take these and just tighten them up if you need to, or at least just check up on them. It's good to make sure that your guitar stays in tune as good as it possibly can, and it only takes a couple of seconds, so it won't take, you know, an hour or anything out of your day. Ready to put these strings on. My camera's running out of battery. I'm gonna have to switch out batteries and stuff like that. So you'll probably, I mean, you guys have, I'm sure, put strings on yourself before, but you know, you won't be missing anything crazy. So I'll be back in a minute once these things are on and all tuned up, and then we'll do some riffing and some chugging. I will be doing a proper review of this guitar very soon. But for now, thanks for spending another dreadful day in the studio with me. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and follow all my social media links down below. Peace.